What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another video. This is your boy CJ Talk Sports, aka Mr. Christian Jones, and today I'm doing a 1.0 mock draft only for the New York Giants. Now, bear with me. My 3.0 mock draft that I did last week is going to be a little different than what my Giants mock draft is going to be for this week. Now, just for your information, this is what I think. This is what I believe the Giants are going to do, not what I would personally do. So, in case my this mock draft is different from my previous ones, just know that those are the mock drafts that I would do if I were the Giants. This is what I believe the Giants will do, assuming the board falls in a certain way. Having said all that, I'm only going to be doing a 3-round mock draft because I haven't done enough research on all the other prospects in rounds 4 through 6. So let's just get on with it. Please be sure, if you're new, to hit that like, subscribe, and comment down below. Share me your thoughts, and let's have a conversation. With their first pick, the New York Giants are going to select linebacker out of Penn State, Mr. Micah Parsons. Now, I've done extensive research on Micah Parsons. I'm sure you all know about his issues in his childhood, some of the stuff he did off the field. In my personal opinion, shout out to Nate Talks Giants, that if the New York Giants have done excessive research on him, they've discussed his personal wrongdoings when he was a child. He has a kid himself. It looks like he's learned, he's mature, and he's ready to move on. Having said all that, on the field, this dude is an absolute criminal. He is a ballistic linebacker. He is the perfect fit for Patrick Graham's defense. I mean, he really is. He reminds me a lot of Devin White, but with more pass rush ability. He is a tackling machine. He's not quite good in coverage, but I believe with the other safeties that we have on this team, that we could kind of hide the fact that we don't have an elite coverage linebacker. And so, I just think Micah Parsons, he's a great fit. Alright, the talent is there. He's my number 1 defensive player on the board. And yeah, if he falls to us, I would be very surprised if the Giants were to pass on him. And so, with my first pick, the Giants are going to select Mr. Micah Parsons. In the second round, this is going to surprise a lot of people, because I've heard for weeks that he's not going to fall there. I am going to have the mindset that he is going to fall here. He is my number 1 pass rusher. Yes, I understand Yes, I understand his medical problems. I'm completely on board that he should not be picked at 11 because of his injury concerns. But I'm just going to have the mindset that he will fall because of his medical problems. And I'm going to have the New York Giants select Jalen Phillips, edge rusher out of Miami. He's the safest of all the... no, let me rephrase that. He's the most technically sounded pass rusher in this draft, bar none. Now, unfortunately, like I said, kid has concussion problems. You know, he retired 3 years ago because of concussions. Also had a wrist injury. And so, now, again, there are going to be people that say there's no way he's going to fall to us in the second round. If he doesn't, call me a fool. But the amount of mock drafts that I've done, over and over again, I've seen him fall into the second round many times. Now, to be fair, PFN's player board is kind of stupid. No, you can argue whether or not he's a top. You can argue that he's a top 20, top 30 player, and so again, but let me throw this caveat out there. Let's throw this wrinkle saying he's not there. If Jaelan Phillips isn't available in the second round, which is highly possible, if he is not there, I'm going to call an audible and have the New York Giants select Mr. Quinn Meinerz. Shout out to Fireside Giants for doing an exceptional video on this kid. Grimy offensive lineman. Could play both guard, could play any spot in the interior of your offensive line, which is what the New York Giants really need. I feel very comfortable having Thomas and Pear as your bookends. I believe Will Hernandez and Nick Gates are going to be comparable starters. What you need now is somebody that can play the other interior on the offensive line. And whether or not he starts in a guard, or you move Meinerz to center, and you put Gates in back at guard, whatever the case may be, he's skyrocketed on everyone's boards. He's mean, he's nasty, he's physical. I'm pretty sure we all saw him at the Senior Bowl. Dude dominated some of the elite interior defensive linemen coming out in this draft. So, just throwing in this little wrinkle, if Jaelan Phillips is not there in the second round, I'm going to have the New York Giants taking Quinn Meinerz. Last pick, in the third round, got to get a playmaker. Got to get another playmaker here. And so, I'm going to have the New York Giants, shout out to Talking Giants and Bobby Skinner on doing a video on him. I have the New York Giants taking Mr. Dyami Brown. Explosive wide receiver, vertical threat, could line up anywhere on the field. Dude is just an explosive playmaker. Just did some film work on him this past weekend, and I was like, man, I love this kid. He's a vertical threat. He could play in the slot. He could play on the outside. We all know Daniel Jones loves to throw the deep ball. And this dude, and the thing that I like most about him is that he doesn't drop a lot of passes. He is about as sure hands as you can get. And so, again, that's my 3-round mock draft. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. To go over it one more time, I have Micah Parsons in the first round, Quinn Meinerz in the second round, assuming Jaelan Phillips doesn't fall, and Dyami Brown in the third. I'm Christian Jones, and I'll see you guys next time.